And welcome back, everyone, to our final stream of Rise of the Tomb Raider. I hope everyone's doing well. This is kind of like a bonus one that we're gonna do. So this one's gonna be kind of a lot of fun. It's not as long. This one's not gonna be as long as the other videos. At least I hope it won't be. But yeah, this is one of my favorites. Following up, you came at like the most opportune time. Literally just got here. That's awesome. You have awesome timing. But without further ado, we're going to be going into the Croft Manor. And we're going to be doing Blood Ties, which is a kind of like a DLC content of like a DLC for this game that came out. So, well, what's going to be really cool about this is there's no fighting. Everything is all um, investigating. So, but I think you'll enjoy this one. This one's going to be a lot of fun, guys. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and start this up. And like before, we're also going to keep the playtime
Final
and
notice to Lara Croft,
border around it
tenant
just so that we
of
can
premises.
keep track of
This
everything.
is to serve as your final notice for the purposes of terminating your ownership of Croft Manor. You are required to immediately vacate and surrender possession of said manor to Atlas de Mornay, executor of estates.
Lara, it is unfortunate that you have forced my hand in this matter, but so be it. As you know, your parents appointed me executor of the estate in the event of their absence. Since your mother disappeared, her death was never technically declared. And given the circumstances surrounding your father's death, it's no surprise that he never drafted a formal last will and testament to account for this circumstance. Unfortunately, you have no legal claims to the estate. I'm willing to negotiate a modest monthly stipend from your trust, but only if you leave the manor by week's end. Don't fight me on this, Lara. Your mother wouldn't want that. Sincerely, Atlas.
There has to be a will or some kind of evidence of what happened to Mum in the manor somewhere. Dad's safe.
Let's see what this is about. Yeah, we'll get to learn more about the drama about that and who Atlas is, but for now we're just gonna like investigate everything.
Needs a combination. It's got to be in Dad's papers somewhere. Maybe in the library.
Obviously, that is like this is like our kind of like one of our end game things that we need to do. Everything is like highlighted and easy for us to see though. Let's look at everything though.
My birthday crown. I was so proud of that thing. That's my handwriting. My penmanship was pretty good. Dad would have liked me to go to Oxford, but I insisted on UCL. Yep, looks real. Roth once offered to forge me a fake diploma to show Dad.
Well, this is a hell of a thing. I met someone tonight quite unexpectedly. But it shouldn't have been, it seems. I've been so buried in my work, so distracted by my latest revelations, I never bothered to notice my surroundings. But there she was, sitting at my table in the library. Her name is Amelia. And apparently she's been studying right next to me. Art history, of all things. I shared some of my research against my better judgment, but I wanted to see how she would respond. And she did not disappoint. I felt as if I was suddenly engaged in a mental game of chess, moving and counter-moving in argument. At one point, that poor old librarian had to shush us as if we were children. I feel so foolish for not having noticed her earlier. She's a brilliant woman who's challenged my ideas for the first time in memory. In truth, I don't know if she's feeling as exhilarated as I am right now, but I dare say our conversation was mutually stimulating. For the first time in a long time, I find myself thinking about something else besides my research. I hope she returns for another round tomorrow.
My parents made a good team, challenging each other from the start. A picture with Dad and Anna.
Ugh.
Never liked wearing dresses, but the color was nice.
Because we always wear that color. Well, the OG version of us does. The remake version. So it's also gonna be like one of the cool thing, guys. There's a lot of call outs to like little winks to previous Tomb Raider games. So it's gonna be fun to like check see it all, see them make a few little nods to the OG game from way back when.
This is probably my grandfather Benjamin.
Nice. Anything else? Nothing in there, but that was kind of neat. Open that.
Dad's map of the forgotten cities of northern Syria. He was closer than he knew to finding the Prophet's tomb.
It was a lot closer than we thought.
Dad's book about immortality myths might be useful in my research.
I finally introduced Richard to the family. It went precisely how I imagined. I see but polite grace from mother, indifference and disinterest from father, and thinly veiled contempt from Atlas. Of course they don't approve. To them, Lord Croft is the man who took away their beloved daughter and ruined her long-standing engagement, though I was never going to marry that repugnant Earl of Farringdon anyway. One might think they would be happy that I was being courted by a genuine lord of the realm. It just happens to be Richard Croft. In their eyes, the man who single-handedly ruined a once great family. But there's nothing to be done now. Watching how Richard dealt with their subtle insults and disrespect. Such grace and calm. I know he did it for me. I think I'm falling in love with this man. It will break my mother's heart, but I cannot live the life she imagined for me. My time with Richard has only made this clearer.
It must have been hard for Mum to go against her family's wishes. I'm glad she did. One of Dad's Yoruba masks, a gift from a friend he met on an expedition in Nigeria.
Okay. I believe I have explored everything this way. Just double check literally everything. Because there are
The library.
Let's give a heads up. There are a lot of collectibles in here, so.
Locked. There's got to be another way through.
Can't go to the library yet.
This is the map I made for my first expedition with Dad. It shows a path to the library through the servants' passages.
Gotta keep a mental note of this one.
Wait, I can get to the library through the old servants' corridor.
Yes, but there's other things to look at.
Artifacts from the Nile Valley. I always love looking at these. Dad became interested in immortality myths after his expeditions to Egypt.
There are quite a few.
Too dark. Going to need a flashlight.
There are quite a references to Egypt. That is kind of like one of the major locations that in the previous Tomb Raider games that she's actually gone to multiple times. There.
Hi, Dad. I've been thinking about Mum lately. I wish I knew more about her. How did you meet? What was she like? Winston told me that she was a brilliant artist. Are some of her paintings locked up in the West Wing? And I guess I just want to know, did she love me, Dad? Did she ever say that she did? Maybe I'm just being silly, but will you tell me more about her the next time I'm home from school?
And I know they were like such nerds, but you know, we loved each other. That was one of the aspects that I really love is us really getting to know her past and her parents. We really don't get a chance to really see that in the regular game, but in here we really get to see it. Kind of a cool, fun way to do it too as well.
Lara, I've reviewed the report from your therapist. I have to say I was surprised to see
Screw you,
it
Atlas.
health. I somehow doubt you've so easily abandoned your irrational claims. Indeed, where have you been the past few weeks? My secretary discovered that you booked a flight to Turkey on the 20th. You can't have been simply sightseeing, as your customs claims suggest. I know you're up to something, and I'll be damned if I let you use the Croft assets to indulge the same obsession that led to my sister's death. It's not too late to relinquish your claims on the manor voluntarily. If you refuse, I will find a way to cut you off. Sincerely, Atlas.
Screw you.
Well, hello there, Sir Lancelot. Don't worry, you won't be borrowing your sword this time.
Looks like I can go into the other room.
The Grand Hall. Always loved playing in here as a kid. This will be one of the first things to fix.
Ooh.
A phoenix figurine. I bet this appealed to Dad's idea of immortality, of rising from the ashes and being born anew.
So we need the master key for that. Let's see.
Lara, you know the West Wing is off limits.
I'm sorry, I just
Locked.
wanted to see.
Need a key to open this.
Was Mum's room in here?
Just stay out of there, darling.
Dad was always so protective of the West Wing.
What are you doing sitting there on the floor, Mistress Lara?
Looking at the compass, thinking.
What about, if I may inquire?
Just thinking about discovering faraway places, about finding adventure.
I'm sure you will, my lady. You've the soul of an explorer. But don't grow up too fast.
The offer came in the post last week, and I still haven't told Richard. He flew ahead to Tibet, where I will meet him shortly. I never told him I was submitting my work. Never thought there was a chance of being accepted. Oh, but a gallery tour is not something I can pass up. The show will take me away from England for over a year. I'll begin in New York and travel across the United States and, oh, God, I'm giddy even writing these words. When Richard and I were married, I was prepared to relegate my painting to a hobby, but it was Richard who objected, who gave me my atelier and studio. Without that support, I might still be painting boring landscapes. Now I can't shake the foolish sensation that leaving would be a betrayal. He will laugh at that and insist I accept, even though I know it will break his heart to be apart. He never once asked me to sacrifice any part of my life for his. I have, of course, in 1,000 small ways over the years, but he would never ask. The discussion can wait, and I will join him in Tibet. I won't cast a shadow over his find. I will be by his side in his triumph, as I know he will stand by my side, in time.
Another one of Dad's immortality artifacts. I think Roth bought this for him from a trader in Greece.
He was just like obsessed with immortality.
Lara, since your return from your expedition to Yamatai, I've grown increasingly alarmed at your erratic behavior. I can only assume you suffered some kind of psychological trauma and are only acting out as a call for help. I want you to know that I hear you, loud and clear. Anna and I agree that it's time for you to be evaluated by a professional. I took the liberty of arranging an introduction to a highly qualified colleague of mine. You should be receiving the details in the post soon. I want to impress upon you the importance of this, Lara. As executor of the estate, it is my duty to see that it is left in capable hands. And if I may be blunt, you're acting like your father when he was at his worst. He nearly lost the manor himself in those days. I'd hate for you to repeat his mistakes. I encourage you to embrace the help I'm offering. Sincerely, your uncle.
Oh, screw you. This is our home.
Hey, Jonah. Sorry for not getting back to you sooner. I've decided to do some research at the manor. A lot has happened, and I need some time to think about what I want to do next. This old place is filled with memories and secrets. Uncle Atlas has tried to keep me out of here for so long, I don't even know if I want to keep it. But after everything that's happened, maybe I can find out what it still means to me. If it's worth fighting him for, I'll let you know how things worked out when I'm back in London. Got to remember to pack this for my next trip.
Flashlight. Nice.
Should be able to explore the dark now.
And interestingly enough, we actually do use the flashlight versus glow sticks in the next one. I'm just gonna check out like the other areas. There's little nooks that we gotta check out.
I'm not sure. I really need to brush up on my ancestors one of these days.
We need a master key. Start putting some things in here. apparently there's like a mural in here that we gotta explore.
Amelia, the news has reached Mother. She knows that you broke off your engagement with the Earl of Farringdon. She is beside herself with worry. But, for the moment, she's controlling the narrative. As far as anyone knows, you're just having innocent second thoughts. But the moment your affair with Lord Croft goes public, it will be too late. Our name will be as ruined as this man you've chosen to bed. Don't you see that you're being selfish, Amelia? Please, consider your family. You're a de Mornay. Everything you do has a greater effect on us all. I'm coming down to London soon. Don't do anything rash until we have a chance to talk.
So she was kind of seeing Lord Croft while she was like in an arranged marriage, I guess. See why the family was kind of pissed, but also Alice is a total jerk, so whatever. But I can see why it was kind of like a scandal in a way. Oh.
Falling apart. Maybe I should just let my uncle have this place.
They say a good test of a relationship is how well you travel together. Well, I'd say Amelia and I have passed that test with flying colors. Indeed, these last few months in Egypt have been nothing short of extraordinary. She and Roth get on like old uni chums. In fact, the two have spent more than a few nights drinking and playing cards into the wee hours. Despite her decidedly proper upbringing, Amelia's taken to roughing it more than I ever have. She fits in and connects with the local populace with such amazing empathy. Because of her, I've had a bit of an unexpected breakthrough in my research. She managed to convince an artifact dealer in Old Town to sell me a magnificent and quite unusual Tibetan scroll. From what I can tell, it seems to contain details surrounding an immortality ritual of some sort. I think it's time for me to take the next step with Amelia. In fact, I don't think I can wait any longer. I will ask for her hand tomorrow in the bright Egyptian sun amidst the dust and ruins.
Oh man, Lord Croft was such a romantic. Oh my gosh.
I'm not surprised he asked her to marry him as soon as he got the idea.
So we can only go down, it looks like. And we do need the master key. For sure, that is something we need. Hoping that we will get that soon.
Amelia, I know we have had our differences in recent years. I've tried my best to keep an open mind about your relationship with Richard, but I just can't let you go on this ill-conceived expedition without saying my piece. You say Richard's theories have merit. You say that he may have actually stumbled upon some mythic, unknown truth, but I have seen nothing to support such claims. And while your word may have been enough in times past, I cannot let you squander away what remains of your name and reputation, and that of our family, truth be told, on some damned foolish crusade. I intend to go to Richard's investors and let them know exactly how he's spending their money, but I want to give you a chance to put a stop to this yourself. Please, don't go to Tibet. If not for me, at least for Lara.
Still just as creepy as I remember.
My lord, I hope this missive finds you on a successful expedition and in good health. Before I bore you with estate affairs, I wanted to let you know that our little angel has been into some mischief. As always, I indulged her in our usual game of chess. Over the course of the game, she broached the subject of her mother. She's having trouble remembering her now, and wanted to enter her ladyship's atelier, which you sealed off, to play on her mother's piano. It enraged her when she wasn't allowed to go in, of course. For someone so young, she has such strong emotions. Later in the day, she set a trap for me in the walk-in freezer, of all places. Before I knew what was happening, I found myself locked inside. Mrs. Sheffield discovered me an hour later, shivering and somewhat peeved. It took us an additional hour to find Lara in the grounds. I know all her hiding places, of course, but this time she really did not want to be found. Call it years of observation, but I can tell when she's out of sorts. My lord, if I may be so bold, she misses you fiercely. She is lonely for her father. Please consider a call as soon as you are able.
Poor Winston. I remember being so angry. He was always so patient with me.
Okay, there's a document here somewhere. Where is it?
Well,
Not that one. Look how many things we gotta collect. Was it like a treasure map or something?
This is the map I made for my first expedition with Dad. It shows a path to the library through the servants' passages.
Wait. Gotcha. Okay. There's like a pathway that weaves around this area.
I'm at a crossroads now. Good Lord, that's such a cliche. But there's truth in it. Two roads before me. Both present joy and compromise. A life with Richard, adventure, intellectual pursuit, perhaps a new family. But also a man obsessed with something I cannot understand. Or a life of obligation, upholding the de Mornay name, embracing our traditions, not losing the family that raised me. Oh, this really is a rubbish choice. I don't want to lose them, but I love the life I've started to build with Richard. He comes with his own difficulties, but I can accept them. Will it be enough?
Everything is almost ready for Mistress Lara's birthday expedition surprise. It's been a bit of an all-hands-on-deck effort organizing the affair and keeping it secret. She's obsessed with Egypt, memorizing hieroglyphs and ancient Egyptian districts, so she'll be delighted with what Lord Croft has come up with. This will be good for her. She's been acting up of late, but I know she's just craving more of her father's attention. He's been so buried in his research. It'll be a nice moment for the two of them to reconnect. and I do believe he needs it as much as she does.
King to Queen 1. I'm going to win this time, Winston.
Clever girl. But you should know by now, winning isn't everything. Queen to King's Bishop 6. Check.
Easy for you to say. You always win. Knight takes Queen.
What I mean to say is try to enjoy the journey, Lara. Don't rush to victory. Bishop to King 7.
I know, Winston. I just want... Oh no! I didn't even see that!
You should also know by now, I'm not to be trifled with on this board, young lady. Mate.
Oh, I am going to win. Someday.
I would play chess with our old butler Winston on this board. Never could beat him.
Oh, look at the pieces.
I always chose white. Maybe if I let him go first once in a while, I might have won.
Crowbar. Let's see.
This is the map I made for my first expedition with Dad. It shows a path to the library through the servants' passages.
Okay, wait. Can I rotate this? We went down the stairwell. We came back around.
Dad loved a good bottle of wine. I can still smell his favorite Bordeaux.
Dad, this is it! The basement of despair.
Indeed, Lara. Muster your courage, for this is the only path to the Library of Infinite Knowledge.
Look there! See the string?
An ancient Egyptian tripwire. The Keepers of Knowledge want none to disturb their treasures. We must tread carefully.
Let me lead. I know how to spot all the traps.
I'm sure you do, my darling. Lead on!
One of the wire traps Winston made for my birthday expedition. Winston used my hair ribbons to make this. He and Dad put a lot of work into this birthday surprise.
So this is a part of a puzzle part. You gotta use a journal for this one.
This is the map I made for my first expedition with Dad. It shows a path to the library through the servants' passages.
So this is like the skull. Wait, is that the infinity symbol?
Water damage from the main hall above. My stuffed bear. I couldn't have a tomb without a mummy.
Nice. That's what that was.
This is the map I made for my first expedition with Dad. It shows a path to the library through the servants' passages.
Oh, okay. So that was like the little grave was the Oh, this shows like a few things. So the grave showed the basically the mummy. So if we make a left here and we make another left and go diagonal. And that should lead us here.
This is the map I made for my first expedition with Dad.
I'm gonna go straight and go right. It should lead us to the quote unquote treasure. Okay, so can't do anything about the little statue. We're gonna probably figure that one out later.
Plans for adding electricity to the manor. Dad used to say his granny hated all the bright lights.
One in
There's a missing page.
okay.
Amelia left tonight. She packed her suitcase and walked right out of here, and I didn't even notice. Like those days in the Oxford Library before we even met, I just had my nose in a book, lost in my own world. I am such a fool. I have let my obsession with this damned ritual of long life rule my better judgment for far too long, and it may already be too late. How could I have not seen this coming? I've made this mistake over and over, always putting my research before my personal life. But it's never hurt like this before. I simply cannot live without her. If I have to give up this accursed quest that has plagued me for so long, then so be it. I am going after her, right now, tonight.
Oh. So where am I in the library?
Okay, Dad's ledger has to be in here somewhere. Hopefully it has the combination to the safe.
I've created a clever little map for Lara's birthday expedition. I used the invisible ink Amelia picked up for me in Morocco so many years ago. At the time, I remember being so annoyed by that rather aggressive street vendor, but she just smiled in her sunny way and paid him without a second thought. I assumed it was just a tourist scam, but it actually works. Turns out it requires a very specific kind of vellum and a heat source to illuminate the ink after it's dried. It should prove a nice challenge for Lara to puzzle out.
Okay.
Needs something to light this.
Okay, so that's what we need to do. We have a lot of things to look at here.
For God's sake, memorize the combination, you fool. Lara's expedition treasure. My favorite painting by Amelia. The day of our wedding anniversary.
Okay, so then we have
Okay, got to find those objects to figure out the combination to the safe. There's something else here. Dad's lighter. I don't remember him ever using it, though. The Croft family crest and initials PC. I wonder if this belonged to my grandfather.
Okay, so we got the lighter.
Okay, should be able to light the fireplace now.
I've reached the monastery. As Roth predicted, it was hidden deep in the Himalayas. And now that I'm standing on these high stone walls, I am overwhelmed by the sheer beauty of the mountains that surround me. It is simply breathtaking. But what adds to their spiritual majesty is the truth of this place. The monks welcomed me, as is their way, but they seemed to expect me. They must have known someone like me would eventually come seeking answers. I know this is the place. They've conducted the ritual before. I have seen the evidence, the distinctive symbols carved into the floors, the art displayed on the inner chamber's walls. They've created the elixir before. and they will again if I can convince them. I sent Amelia a message straight away. I want her by my side for this discovery.
Dad was looking for an elixir. Was it the elixir of life? One of Winston's notes. He always hid sweets for me to find. I remember this now. Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number. I always preferred these symbols to the actual number hieroglyphs.
Now, let me see. These two myths are referencing the same source material. But where did I see this image?
Dad, I think it's this one, in the chapter on Egyptian districts.
Why, yes, I think you're right, Lara.
I remember the page with the illustration of Ra.
My goodness, you've been paying attention, haven't you? This could be an important breakthrough.
Does this mean I'm your research assistant?
That and more, my darling girl.
Takes me. This was always one of my favorite books in this library. I used to trace hieroglyphs. Those were good times. The best times.
I always accepted that Richard's rather unorthodox research was just something I had to live with. But this time, the thrill of discovery has taken hold of me. I never imagined I could be drawn in this way. Richard cabled to tell me he's found the monastery. The symbol we deciphered in the scroll was the key to its location. I don't know if I honestly believe that this will lead to the fabled elixir of life, but I can't help but feel that a great secret awaits us there. My brother was threatening to shut down the expedition, but I managed to talk him down for the time being. Now I am going to meet Richard. I would bring Lara if I could, but she's still too young. She'll be in good hands with Winston, and when we return, her parents might just be a bit more famous.
This music is familiar. It's beautiful.
We'll let it play out.
It appears Sir Reginald's helmet fell off. Or didn't I put it back properly?
Still don't have the key to open that door.
This is my handiwork. I used to love drawing pictures of tigers. Spent so many hours in here, reading, dreaming of my own adventures.
Have I looked at everything in this room? Time for me to go up. I think this music is actually the original what is it? The original banner music that used to be in the original game.
Took quite a tumble off of this old thing when I was a girl. Still feel it in the shoulder from time to time. Blank, except for the image of a key.
Okay.
I remember this map now. It leads to the master key, but we made it with a special kind of invisible ink. It could only be seen with the heat of a fire.
Well, since we're here,
I can see the map. Looks like the key is hidden under a trunk near the bookcase. X marks the spot, as they say.
what do you know?
The master key. This should get me into the West Wing.
Okay, perfect.
All right. This should open most rooms in the manor, including the Forbidden West Wing.
So, should be able to open up this door.
I think there might be more clues to find in the library.
Oh. Well, let's go up here. This way.
This picture was taken in the library. 1820 additions to the main hall in progress.
Search for the library hall for the one combination clue.
For God's sake, memorize the...
So one of them is in the library, and we've gotten one clue. It's about the birthday. Oh, maybe we gotta go up. We get it. Let's try to go this way. That's probably what we gotta go. Can we open this now? Yeah.
The Pharaoh's crown from my
There you go.
birthday treasure hunt. How old was I again? 6, 8? I think this hieroglyph corresponds to a number, but which one?
Okay, so the double parrot is. Which one is that?
Forgot.
It's like hieroglyphics or something. What was it? In Syria, diploma or letter. It's like a document. I've never written down the combination. Here it is. It's just how good.
This was always one of my favorite.
Well, not this one, but it's something like this though. Cross statue. Figurine. Childhood drawing.
This is my. I would play chess with a. I can see the map. Blank. My birthday crown. One of the wire. Another one.
Oh, where is it?
A fiend.
It's somewhere around here. Collectibles journals, discoveries.
The Pharaoh's
It was 6 or 8.
The Pharaoh's crown from my birthday.
It's like double birds. This.
I remember this now. Each
5.
district in
Okay.
ancient Egypt
So the
had
first
a
one is
symbol
5.
and a number. I always preferred these symbols to the actual number hieroglyphs.
Gonna write this one down. Five. Okay.
Okay, Dad's clues. Mention Mum's paintings and their anniversary. Hopefully I can find some answers in the West Wing.
yeah, now we can open this one.
The Croft family crest. This belongs to Anna. Most of her belongings are in the guest house. What was she doing in here? Someone has a sense of humor.
Okay. Let's try to open some of these doors.
Worse than I thought.
We're gonna go down there in just a sec. I'm just gonna check the lower floors. Let's go. We're gonna go this way.
Mistress Lara, I took the liberty of preparing a tray, as dinner did not go according to plans. I've included, in addition to your meal, a few treats. I would appreciate it if you kept this between us, but I felt tonight called for something special. If you will forgive me the indulgence, your rapid exit from the dinner table had me concerned, and I wanted to impart something that I hope sets your mind at ease. I have known your father for quite some time. There is an intensity to his passion that can be frightening, but I recognize that same passion in you. You're more like him than you know. Never doubt that he loves you more than his research, more than his artifacts, more than anything in this world. Storms pass, and tomorrow will be clear and blue again. When you have finished, please leave the tray outside. Be well. Yours, Winston.
I guess that was turbulent times during the teen. I'm pretty sure like this is probably when she like had a really bad fit or something. Yeah. Oh, this is from the library. Nice. Okay. Gotta go to like the West Wing. We unlocked the shortcut in case we ever need to go backward.
This is strangely beautiful.
With Amelia gone, the manor is a different place. A dimness pervades, a quiet I can't stand. Even though Lara is too young to understand what has happened, she also senses the change. She's asked after her mother only once, and I'm afraid my reaction must have terrified her. I will need Winston more than ever these next few months to help look after her. I never quite realized how much grief can consume a man, but I am utterly consumed. I know I can't escape the pain, but I will try my damnedest to avoid it. I will seal the West Wing for as long as I live in this place. It will remain exactly as Amelia left it. Perhaps someday Lara can find her own answers there.
I believe it took this trip to push me over the edge. I've been able to see Richard in his element, seeing him at his best and his worst. I've experienced the purity and chaos of his passion, and I came to realize I want his passion in my life every day. So it's done. Richard wanted to wait another 4 days until my birthday, but I wouldn't have it. Once I make a decision, I prefer to get on with it. So we found a small chapel in Luxor that was just right. And with Roth and the others at our side, we married as the sun set over this remarkable land. Mother will never forgive me. Atlas will forever resent me. But I don't care anymore. I'm free of de Mornay obligations, free to pursue my own passions and live my life surrounded by those who will encourage and challenge me. I'm excited for the future, whatever it may bring. Tomorrow, Richard and I return home to London as the Crofts, forging our path together.
Amelia would not have approved. That alone should have been the end of it. But I am, as God made me, a stubborn fool. I locked all the West Wing's doors, and I shall not open them again until either my life or my obstinacy comes to an end. The night before, Roth told me I would someday change my mind. Like a broken arm cast in plaster, he said. The wound would heal, and we would someday shed the bandages to be whole again. The metaphor made me furious. The clumsy way he cast our loss off as nothing more than an inconvenience. There is wisdom in his rough words, but I've done what I must. Perhaps one day, Lara will throw back the doors to let the sun shine in again. Maybe she will find her own sense of peace in this place.
At least that old thing still works.
I am bursting with pride. Amelia is with child. It is amazing how everything in life can change with such a simple event. Obviously, we don't know the gender, but already we've discussed possible names. Perhaps Benjamin, after my grandfather, or maybe Griffin. He was more infamous a Croft than even me. No, Amelia wouldn't have it. Besides, she's certain it's a girl. She favors a classic such as Scarlet or Kate, though I've made some headway with Lara. A subtle nod to the sun god Ra, and our days in Egypt, where certainly this child was conceived. I find myself thinking about this new life we've created, of how much she might be like us. For all my research into myths of immortality, I may have ignored the most obvious answer to the questions that plague me. We live on through our progeny, our genes, DNA, experiences passed through the generations. Perhaps this is the simple truth of eternal life, and I've just been too stubborn to accept it.
Okay.
Dad may have discovered the secret to immortality without even knowing it. Mum's wedding ring. I always wondered what happened to it. The inscription is faded.
Damn. A lot of pickupables to look at. Wow.
I remember this. Dad gave it to Mum on her birthday. October 13th, Mum's birthday.
Okay.
Pretty sure my parents were married in October. I think it was close to her birthday. Mum, on her wedding day, she looks so beautiful. There's a date, October something. Damn, the number is faded. Their anniversary was in October. But which day? I can't believe I don't know this. There's got to be another clue somewhere. My mother's perfume. The smell. So familiar. I can almost remember her. This is Dad. I suppose it's a family tradition, but I can't imagine having one of these made of me.
After everything...
I think this was Dad's pocket watch. Looks like it stopped precisely at midnight.
has done. How could you tell him about the expedition?
It's just all been too much. I needed to talk to someone. He's still my brother.
I don't trust him.
You don't have to, Richard, but please, trust me.
I'm sorry, my dear, but I know him. He'll take it to the papers. The investors will pull out.
Then go. Without me. Tonight. I will take care of Atlas. And then meet you in Tibet next week.
I was so young, but I still remember that terrible argument. It wasn't always an easy road for my parents. Starting to see things.
My lord, we all hope your work was well received at the conference and look forward to your return. As is so often the case with these missives, I wanted to call your attention to an incident involving our little angel. It seems that Lara has been the subject of some ridicule amongst the other girls at school. From what I can gather, some of the other young ladies were teasing her for being too much of a tomboy. You know how Lara can get when pushed into a corner. Let's just say they won't be bothering her again. But I do think their words have had an effect. I believe Lara has been missing her mother lately. She's begun to worry that she isn't like the other girls. And having grown up with only a father, it shouldn't come as a surprise that she has trouble relating to them. I wonder if this new friend of yours, Anna, is it? Perhaps she might prove a welcome influence. It might be worth bringing her to the manor to meet Lara. In any case, I'll let you decide the proper time to do that. Please travel home safely. Yours, Winston.
Mum's atelier. Dad sealed it soon after she died. He probably couldn't bear the idea of removing any of her belongings. Untouched for years, exactly as she left it.
I stood up to my family's criticism, stood in defence of Richard and our love. But as my new life began in Croft Manor, doubt set in. How could love flourish in these cavernous halls and endless passageways? Had I made a terrible mistake? I have never been more delighted to be wrong. Richard welcomed me to the manor, my new home, with a game. It was a clue, written in jumbled words from 5 different languages, but it pointed the way forward. The next clue was a seemingly blank piece of parchment in the kitchen, where the heat of a candle revealed a message written in lemon juice. I followed each step, grinning like a child as I solved his riddles and chased the trail to its end. A white cloth stretched out on the lawn where a picnic was laid out. We laughed and ate, and my doubt vanished with the last of the morning mist. Love can and will endure. You've almost got it, darling. Here, let me show you. Like this, see? Well done, Lara. Well done.
I wonder how my life would have been different had she lived. I don't have any memory of this. I wish I could remember doing this. Mum died too young. Mum with me as a baby. I've never seen this. Hard to believe I was ever that small. Mum's paintings. Which one was Dad's favorite?
I returned home this afternoon to collect the last of my paintings. I suppose I should say I returned to my family's home. Atlas was there, in one of his foul moods, and even as he dripped venom for Richard with his cruel barbs, I could only laugh. To think that I once listened to my bitter brother in matters of my own happiness. My dismissal only served to infuriate him more. I left him there in Father's study, muttering to himself. On the drive back, as Winston took a longer route through the country, I looked through my paintings, Richard's favourite one among them, a simple abstract with blocks of red. I smiled, thinking about giving it to him. I was happy, and I was going home.
Okay, back to the study to open that safe.
4. And let's see. Amelia's necklace.
I remember this. Dad gave it to Mum on her birthday.
Okay.
Dad loved it. Mum's wedding.
Photo of Amelia on her wedding day. Let's see. Let's maybe check.
I'm glad I still have so much of Mum's work.
Check something in here. Lose.
For God's sake, memorize.
I believe it took this trip to push me over the edge.
Ah, here it is.
I've been able to see
Another
Richard in
4
his
days
element,
until my
seeing
birthday.
him at his best and his worst.
So her birthday was on October 13th, so it was like the 8th. It was like 594. Okay. Now that we know that, I'm gonna try. I'm going to the wine cellar one more time. There's something I want to check and see. Oh, we can go in here. That's right. This probably opens up like a shortcut. Over here? Okay. That's fine. Let's check this area one more time. I think I'm missing something here. Maybe not. Okay, let's go. I'll try to open the case. Oh no. Alrighty, falling up. I'll see you soon. Wilson. Oh. Wrong way. The mansion is so big, I'm being turned around everywhere.
Dad, what do you keep in there?
Nothing too important, Lara. Estate business and such.
If it's not important, then why bother putting it in a safe?
I should know better than to try and pull one over on you. There is something important in here. And it's for you, should you need it someday.
Well, let's hope you came through for me, Dad. Okay, found all the clues. Let's see if I can figure this out.
594?
No, that's not it.
549?
That worked.
Okay.
It makes me happy to know that Dad kept this safe. No, that's not what I'm looking for.
I am numb. It is taking all my willpower to hold back the overwhelming grief. Amelia's plane crashed in the mountains. She died alone in the snow, waiting for me to find her. Oh God, not her, not now. I cannot accept it. Life without her is too painful to imagine. I know what must be done. And I am resolved. I'm going to bring her back. Perhaps this is why I am here. Perhaps this is fate. A test of my faith in the truth I've sought for so long. Roth will fight me on this, but I can't face Lara. I can't look into her eyes unless I try. I must try to bring Amelia back. The monks are preparing the elixir now, and then we will see if all my years of hunting this truth was for naught.
Oh.
Dad, what did you do? Dad's sequel to his first book on immortality, he never got a chance to publish it. Handwritten. This is the only copy. Damn, this isn't it either. I was certain there had to be a will in here. Wait, what's that? A blank page. Dad must have left this for me. It has to be important.
Where is the fireplace? Well, we gotta go to the library.
A hidden message.
Okay. So we gotta go to the basement. Instead of going out the exit, there's something by one of the wine cellars. Okay. I mean, that looks like the basement. Oh wait, we were in the. Oh, yeah, that's right. We could go back and go to the top. Since we're over here, we'll just go straight down. I'll go this way. Saying there's something.
A hidden message.
Oh.
What are these strange marks? They have to be some kind of clue.
Okay, so what is this? This is from the hieroglyphics. Okay.
I remember this now. Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number. I always preferred these symbols to the actual number hieroglyphs.
Is it 145? Let me see.
A hidden message.
14. Okay, then bird with.
I remember this now. Each district in ancient
142.
Egypt had a symbol and a number. I always.
Interesting. 142.
That worked. Damn, locked in. Did this open the secret door from the inside? Hope I'm not trapped in here. Did Dad build all of this just to keep his research safe?
Oh yes, the plot thickens right here. There's a lot of things to look at.
The renovations are proceeding in secret. The work crew Roth hired for the job have been paid handsomely to keep the details of the job out of the records, so I'm fairly confident no word will get out about what I'm doing. I've been careless with presenting my findings, attracting all the wrong sorts of attention. Roth thinks I'm being paranoid by building this secret vault, but I know I'm being watched. My work is too important and potentially too dangerous. It can't fall into the wrong hands. I need a secure place to keep it all safe.
So even he was starting to get paranoid about his findings, about that it wasn't just, wishful thinking, that there's other people that were after the same thing that he was going after.
The missing page from the renovation plans. They didn't want anyone outside the family knowing about this crypt.
Yep. Is this the crowbar?
Might be able to use this to access other parts of the manor.
Yes, finally. Crowbar used to provide to open various objects and doors throughout the manor. So,
This was part of a set of statues Dad found in China. He thought it was linked to the Temple of Xian. Perhaps I should look into it someday.
Crazy is that this Jade Dragon is in, I think it's in Tomb Raider 3. And there's 3 hidden dragons that are in the map. They're like in every single map. And it's one of the collectibles. So this is kind of a cool little nod to Tomb Raider 3, which is pretty neat.
Richard, I tried to see you in person last week, but your manservant hustled me away like some common tout peddling silverware. He told me you are heartbroken and you're not yet ready to see visitors. He told me you blame yourself for your loss. Well, to that, I say you had damn well better. I hope it hurts. I hope every moment of your life from this day forward is a ringing echo of loss. I hope you live just long enough to feel that pain grow when you hoped it would diminish, because you earned it. You stole Amelia from us. You ruined her reputation and poisoned her mind with a fantasy for children. In the end, you might as well have choked the life from her with your own hands. Do not contact me again, ever. But you must make arrangements for the future of your daughter. Have you considered perhaps it would be better if you followed Amelia sooner rather than later? As Lara's legal guardian, perhaps I could erase some of the damage you've already done to the poor girl. If not, I will do everything in my power to see to it that the Croft name is forgotten. Lara deserves better than you. So did Amelia. And so do we all. Atlas.
What a dick.
Dad's collected knowledge. There must be so many secrets hidden in here.
Make sure I see if there's still more things on the table.
It's over. I have done all that I could, and my Amelia is still cold and dead. Roth first scowled at my designs. Then he pleaded with me not to go through with the ritual. Not because he feared it might work, but because he feared what I might do when it failed. And it has failed. There is no doubt in that. I prepared everything according to my research. When I dropped the stone into the elixir and held it to her lips, I thought for the barest moment that it had worked. The hour was midnight and my pocket watch stopped inexplicably. There was a charge in the air like the moment before a lightning strike. For a heartbeat, I imagined that my life was being drawn from me, as one empties a glass in order to be poured back into Amelia. I would have welcomed death if the last thing I saw were her eyes, clear and alive again. But the moment passed. Amelia is still dead, and I was no Orpheus. We will return to the manor and lay her to rest. I owe her that much.
You brought her home. She's here, somewhere. Dad's Tibetan scroll. I remember he used to pore over this late into the night.
Let's just double check. Make sure I have looked at everything. Only thing really is this.
There's an inscription. This is the Croft universe. Our knowledge is to the east, our respite to the west. Our future is to the south, our past is to the north.
Okay.
Our past to the north. Could there be something else beneath the manor?
So we gotta get out of here first. Oh, we're back in this room.
Hi, Dad. So I know I only just returned to school, but when can I come out to the dig site again? It's just so boring here. We're doing all the stuff I already read last summer. I always end up staring out the window and thinking about our expeditions, and then I'm yelled at for daydreaming. I promise I'll be good and not disturb you and just work wherever you tell me. I just miss it, Dad. And I miss you.
Now that we have access to that, we can go back. Oh, totally missed this.
This bust of Anubis was from Dad's Egyptian collection. He must have put it down in the basement for our little expedition.
We didn't get a chance to pick that up. We're looking around. There is also some pickupables at the very beginning of this. So we're gonna head over there. I think it's right by the wine cellar. We have two like boxes we can open up. Oh, wrong one. Should be like straight in front of us. Oh, it's not. Okay. Now we have access to this. This one.
Lord Croft is resolved to seal the west wing of the manor. I try to talk sense into him, but he will not be swayed. And to make matters worse, I believe his experiences in Tibet have only further fueled the fire of his obsession. He's now up at all hours in his study, researching God knows what. And poor Lara, she is so confused. Too young to understand the tragedy that has befallen this great house. My dearest hope is that Lord Croft will emerge from his grief and embrace fatherhood and the love of his daughter. But I fear he may give in to his obsessive nature, that which Lady Amelia tempered in him so well. In any case, I will be a rock for young Lara. She will never sense tragedy and sorrow in me, only the love and support she deserves.
Let's go. We'll probably enter through the library over here. Warm that place up a bit.
Our knowledge is to the east, our respite to the west. Our future is to the south, our past is to the north.
I don't know if we're gonna be finding the rest of the collectibles in this. We'll see.
Incredible. This crypt was here all along.
I expected a sort of crushing finality to grip me when we returned to the manor to lay Amelia to rest. Indeed, once the last of my funereal duties were performed, I fully believed that I would crumple to the ground next to her and expire, not from grief, but succumbing to the terrible exhaustion of the last few weeks. Instead, as the mausoleum stones slid into place, I felt a sort of peace and energy, one that I confess caught me entirely off guard. This was not the terminus of our story, and I was a fool to think so. Her body may be gone, but her spirit still resides here, in the manor, in me, in Lara. Her soul is forever twined with mine, and death is just a momentary interruption. I walked out of that cold quiet into a sunlight that burned my eyes, and I have never been more sure. Death is not the end, and there is work yet to do.
My God, can it be? Dad, you did bring her home.
My dearest Lara, it is difficult to write this, knowing these may only ever be words on a page to you. I wonder if you will remember my voice. Will you remember the way we used to play and laugh? Will you remember me comforting you when you were sad? Know that I'm still with you, Lara. My energy, my love. It's within you. It always will be. Use that energy to pursue your passions in life. Never let others determine your journey. You become who you are through your choices, through the love you give and the promises you keep. I hope you are happy, that you are loved and successful in whatever it is you choose to do. I am proud of you, my darling. Remember me, with all my love, your mother.
What's this? A letter.
Additional relics have become available in the manor.
Lara, I have received the notarized affidavit confirming Amelia's grave and the discovery of the burial crypt within the manor premises. While I can't fathom why your father would hide your mother's fate from her own family, I cannot deny that any legal claims I may have had on the estate are now null and void. Croft Manor and the remainder of your father's assets are now yours in perpetuity to do with as you wish. If there comes a time when you require assistance in managing the estate, I hope you will consider contacting me to retain my services. Sincerely, your uncle.
I've been so focused on defying my uncle, of fighting to keep his hands off this manor, that I never realized how much this place actually means to me. But since I've been here, I can feel the presence of my mother and father. I sense the entire history of my family and the deep roots we have in this place. I want to honor my parents. I want to honor all of my ancestors. The Croft family may be all but destroyed, but I will make our name and our home great again.
I think there are other things to look at. Yeah. I'm just double checking it to be sure. gonna be looking around for all these. We might go to. Let's see. Yep, that was a good time. How many more collectibles do we have? We have 2 more documents and 5 more relics to find. So let's try and see. Oh.
I can still remember the last time I fired these. The broken sword I brought back from Yamatai.
Oh, sick.
The Atlas, such an amazing piece of craftsmanship. Sophia insisted I take it home with me.
Let's see. There's a few things I'm missing. Let's check this So we have one of Amelia's journals that we haven't found. Yeah. For the adventures, we found everything.
My great-grandmother Rose, nicknamed the Golden Rose for her perfect reputation. I wonder what she would have thought of me.
Okay, so let's see what other ones we're missing. Mia's belongings we have. Okay, where is that? Because we have one more. We have one more relic to find. Yeah, we have the 54th relic. So we have like Amelia's journal. We need the second one. We're at 96%. Okay, let's just double check. I'm just gonna double check this real fast. Photo. Amelia's belonging. Okay. I mean, I guess we can try to go. We can try to go to her room. Let's see. We can try to go to her section of the of the mansion and see if we can get it. Okay, so not here. Let's go to like. Let's go to the other area. There it is. Maybe this is a document, though.
Lara arrived tonight, though not without a bit of drama, but all is well. She's a healthy, beautiful baby. I've never seen Richard so happy. I'm sure he'll be celebrating with his favourite whiskey tonight. It's calm and peaceful now. Just the gentle sound of the rain and the small, sleeping breaths of this new life I hold in my arms. Lara Croft, my darling daughter. It's hard to put into words this feeling I have. We share a connection, something I never expected. A love so powerful and pure. Someday you'll feel it too. No matter where you go or where you find your place in this world, we will always have this connection.
Ah, that's right.
This was for a show in London of Mum's work. What I wouldn't give to see this today. It says here, Amelia Croft plans to show her work in New York. I wonder what happened with that.
So we found the last relic. We just need one more document. Where is it? Still one more of Amelia's journals that we're missing. Oh, it's in the secret vault. Okay. We're gonna head there now. So we gotta go. Which way can we go? Can't remember the fastest path to get there. And I guess the easiest way is just to go this way. Because that's going to be our last one, right? Yep, last one. Okay. Let's just go this way. Here. There it
My
is.
love. It is silent. So peacefully silent now. Even after the madness and chaos of the crash, I can't help but still wonder at the beauty of these mountains. I understand the magic that drew you here. Please know that I feel no pain in this moment. Only immense sadness. Sadness that I couldn't see your smiling face once more. That I'll never meet the wonderful woman that our daughter will become. There is so much to say, but I'm tired. The sun is setting. The cold of night will overwhelm me. I know I will fall asleep soon, and likely never again awaken in this world. I'm scared. Richard, what lies beyond? You know I've always struggled with faith, so I'm holding on to yours for now. I'm holding on as best I can, my love. Become the father Lara deserves. Know that I will live on in her.
Mum faced death alone. She was so brave.
Oh, and with that, we're gonna make our way up to the top. Is that like a secret bookshelf entrance? Oh. After that, we're gonna make our way to the very top of this. And from here, there's nothing much that I can do, guys. We are going to be ending it here. Thank you guys once again so much for watching. We will see you guys all in the next one. Take care and peace out, everybody.